Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It's a little later in the day on Sunday than, it's not as late as last week's, but it's later than normal. I took a melatonin last night because my mom got some that were a time release, and I thought, oh, well, maybe that'll help me stay asleep, because that's my problem is not the falling, it's the staying asleep. And yeah, I didn't get up till 11 this morning. So we're gonna go ahead and do the video now. Yes. Alright, so we've got haul, we've got Q&A, we've got whip updates, and we've got next week's homework, which I just realized I've got to grab. I forgot to do that, because I'm a genius. La, 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 la. Alright, I'm back. Oof. Alright, so, something else to note, if you're wondering why my face looks so pretty today, Katie and I just filmed the the pilot episode of Stitch Mania, the talk show, so this is probably going to go up first. Katie is doing all the tech parts, so she will be posting the video after it's edited and ready to go. So I don't quite know, I'm hoping it'll be up tonight, but it may be tomorrow, but it will be here soon. I'm super excited, and I hope you are too. I'm waiting on, I had to reboot my computer, so I'm waiting on YouTube to pull up my comments. So obviously today I am not drinking coffee, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper, because I didn't get up early enough to have coffee. So it's loading and it's loading. I hope everyone had a great week. I had a fairly good week overall. I didn't quite get as much stitching as I would have liked to do, but it was too, well, we'll discuss that when it gets there. It's loading. I promise it's loading. Do I have YouTube Studio on my tablet? Because if so, I may just switch over to that. Good God. Really, that's like the one thing that didn't actually download onto... Okay, here we go. It is pulling up now, so... Alright, let's see. Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World asks, what is it with Halloween charts and 1692? And all I can assume is people just think, oh, 1692, Salem witchcraft trials. Witches have to do with Halloween. Let's put it on there. Forgetting, of course, that innocent people were literally massacred for just being slightly different. So, designers out there, if you're not doing one that is specifically Salem witchcraft themed, don't use 1692. Use any other date. Thanks as well to everyone who had the correct year for Macbeth. That was super helpful. So use 1623 or 1606. 23 was when it was first published. 06 was when it was first performed. Totally good with that one. But yeah, I don't get that at all. Let's see. Rolanda Dueck asks, how do you like Sulky Thread in comparison to DMC or a hand-dyed floss? Does it stitch better, or what is the draw? I don't really think I noticed too much of a difference in it stitching up differently than DMC or a hand-dyed. I do like it. It is very easy to work with. It's a little thicker, so you only need one strand, which is definitely a perk, or especially if you're having to do like a monochromatic. I liked it. I'll use it again, but I'll say this. I've yet to find one where I've thought, this is the only thread I ever want to stitch with for the rest of my life. I have met threads that I've said, I will never stitch with this crap again, but in terms of comparing to DMC or hand-dyed, about on par with those. Lynn Helton asks, which size of Q-snap do you prefer to use? And I prefer to take an 8x8 and an 11x11 and Frankenstein them together to get an 8x11. That's my preference. Patricia Kasmerick asks, can you clarify your recommendation for stitching with wool? Do you use a cotton for the bottom cross and just the wool on the top leg? Actually, you use it for both. You can, if you're working on something that's a thinner fabric or a smaller count, you can do it that way, where you do it just the cotton on bottom and the wool on top. But you can definitely do the wool for both, and it's not terribly bulky. It's only when you get into the smaller counts that I really recommend just using it for the top strand only. And at that, it's usually the only, so I would work it in a 10th stitch. I hope that answers your question. Also, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, if you hop over and find the Garrett of Oz videos, you can hear me lecture about the original Oz novels. But I'm glad that both Bendy and you enjoyed and the others enjoyed the information about Baum and the Oz books. Kathy Mayfield asks, where do you get your Kreinik from? Usually my LNS, or 123 Stitch, or Fire Poppies. Really just about any online needle workshop or local needle workshop should carry it. I also do, Trisha of 3 Owl Threads does offer Kreinik as one of her options for the nest egg, and that's where I get my monthly one from, which that should be here next week. I know there were some delays with Gast, as there are always delays with Gast, so, but I did get my shipping notification. Leanne Williams asks, where did I purchase the lovely blue Ada? I'm assuming you mean the one for the Mary Englebright. I got it in a remnant pile at my needle workshop. It is, I believe, Witchelt's blue, but don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's from Witchelt. PD Stitcher, I'm glad that you love, that you also love Fire Poppies. And if you do stop in, tell them I say hello. Teresa Stanton asks, have I ever done a long dog sampler? And yes, I am currently working on quilts. That's the only one I've got that I actually really liked. I'm not a huge fan of the monochromatics that she does. I think they're beautiful. They just aren't my jam. But I really love the colors in quilts, which I showed that I was going to work this week, and I did not. So there we go. Let's see. Carolina Miskowiz asks, what exactly is a Quaker? And I was going to look that up, and I forgot completely. Quaker style sampler. It is a specific style of sampler, usually where it's geometric designs that are worked together. And they were inspired by, it does involve like the Amish and the Quaker cultures. Let's see, I'm trying to see if I can find something that I can quickly, they're usually fairly simple designs. And they're, like I said, they're usually geometric, and the idea was more to, I believe, focus on the simple and what can be beautiful there versus on a whole lot of other things. But I don't have that answer. But I will put it on my list of things to do this next week. So I will come back to this, Carolina. I will get you a better answer than my half-assed one that I just gave you, and I apologize for not having done that sooner. And no, you're not stupid. Christy Donay asks, first, what is the favorite date night activity for G2 and I? We like to go to the bookstores and go out to eat, go to a bookstore, go out to eat, go to a movie, one of the two. We're fairly laid back. We don't do a whole lot of super fancy, exciting things. And the puppy bears are good. They're out in the living room. Sometimes Phoebe likes to hide under the bed. She's not really a lap sitter. Unless you're somewhere where she can sort of curl up, and laps you can't really, and in the chair I'm in you can't really. So she's very not likely to be on camera much. Remy, when he'll come back here and hop up in my lap sometimes. But both of them tend to stay close to their daddy. Or to their other daddy, I should say. And Stitch Mania, the show, will be on YouTube. So, like I said, we're working on getting that ready to go very soon. And I do apologize for again, for the weirdness with last week. So I am probably going to start switching more towards evening videos, because that just works a little better for us, and I don't have to rush around. So, and I think that may be the end of the Q&A. Waiting on the page to try and load. So while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get my haul pulled up. Okay, that may be it. If I missed your question, I do sincerely apologize. Please definitely ask it again. But YouTube's page is being stupid. And normally I would hop over to YouTube Studio, but apparently it doesn't exist on my tablet. And here, we can try this. Oh, and of course this doesn't even remotely sort them in a correct order. But I think I got everybody. Like I said, if I didn't, comment below and I'll definitely answer. So, haul for the week. I got a ton from Fortnite Fabrics. So first came my fabric of the month. This is Verdigris Agaric. This is on the 16 count Ada. It's sort of a gray-green, but on the Ada it's more gray than it is green. And it's showing up a little more brown than it actually is in person. But it's a beautiful neutral. I will definitely use this for something. Although, truth be told, there hasn't been a fabric they've done that I haven't said, oh, I can totally use this. Then I got the first of their desert collection, first collection, which was desert themed. These are all 32 count even weaves, and they're all fat eighths. So the first one, which has probably my favorite name out of all of them, It's About Time, spelled T-H-Y-M-E, and it's a beautiful green. And to those of you who were in virtual stitchers the other night, here you can actually see what they look like. Because I got really excited and I was trying to show them off, but my lighting was terrible and my camera on my laptop is terrible. So nobody could really, I mean, you couldn't tell what I was showing you. Then we've got Caravan Tan, which is a nice golden tan. We have Moccasin, which is more of a, like, the Caravan skews a little more yellow. This one's a little more pink of a brown. But this collection is absolutely gorgeous. And very affordable, too. It's, because there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it was about $10 for a piece for the collection. This is Santa Rita Charm, which is a fun sort of purple. It's a little more pink in person than is showing up on camera. This one, which is gorgeous. I mean, they're all absolutely stunning. This one is called Navajo Treasure. It's sort of a light, it's more of a robin's egg blue than what's showing up on camera, but it's beautiful. Sort of a turquoisey-ish. And then more of a cornflower blue is Eccentric Sky. And then finally, Luminous Warmth, which is a nice yellow. And it's paler, it's much more vibrant in person than it shows on here. So, but they're all gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I can't wait to use them. So, yay Fortnite Fabrics. Alright, so this week, what did Garrett work on? Sunday, I did barely anything. I'm not gonna lie to you there. So, I worked on, let's see. Where is it? There we go. I worked on every season for 500, a little over 500 stitches. Color card almost got lost. Because you can find seasons in a video game. So that's where I got to on it. So I will definitely keep a-working. This week it's gonna get some love. And then I worked on Chinese Zodiac and finished up part 3 on it. So here's it. This is on Alba White Truffle from Fortnite Fabrics. So there we go. So I added the bunny, the dragon, and the snake. They're cute. They're very cute. So I got a good portion of that done while we watched 1776 on Friday night. And we watched Hamilton yesterday afternoon. Alright, then for my extra credit work this month, I am going to be working on Woodland Fairy. Decided to bring that back out. So I worked on her wings. I didn't even actually get 300 in. I was very sluggish yesterday. So, but I got all of this in. So we're going to work on her wings, and then we'll do her skin. And go from there. So that was kind of fun to pull back out since I haven't worked on her in a while. So this week, the primary focus is going to be on Secret Garden because the last part just came out today. And so I still have part 3 to do and now part 4. So here's obviously where I'm at with part 3. So I'm going to go start on while this is uploading. I did finish reading the book. Yeah. So that's kind of it for me today. Like I said, the first pilot episode of the talk show will be up soon. Don't know how soon, but hopefully either today, or if not today, then definitely tomorrow. So I will see you all next time. Have a great week, everybody.